Can you tell me your name and what you do?
Yes. Hi, this is Sarah Erie, and I will be a program manager for Apps Associates, which is an IT consulting company that implements primarily Oracle solutions. Their bread and butter is really Oracle ERP. So while I've had a lot of HR technology, it is still in the technology space, but a completely different side, like ERPs, which I'm really excited to learn something new.
Awesome. That is so exciting. So I wanted to kind of walk you back maybe a few weeks ago or months at this point. And can you remember what prompted you to seek my services?
So I was really unhappy in my current position, particularly, just certain aspects like work-life balance and really looking for a change. I hadn't really gone out into the marketplace in probably about almost 10 years. And, I felt, well, if you aren't happy, there's always other opportunities out there. But because I'd been so out of the loop when it comes to like resume writing, interviewing, I really felt like I needed an additional, I would say, expertise and kind of help, and then also a confidence boost because it's been so long since I really ventured back out again.
Mhm. And what made you believe that my career coaching services 90-day job offer can help you with that?
Sure. So number one, the fact that I saw all the testimonials, which I read through. Also saw that you were also featured in various like Forbes and other like big name brands. And that also is a huge testament to you as well, Claudia. And so I read through a little bit of the coaching and you were really gung-ho and empowering women, which I felt was really important, especially women in technology, because we definitely could use more diversity when it comes to gender within this field specifically. And so I think really a combination of all three made me kind of look into you further. And then, after talking to you, I really felt like it was a good fit, and which is why I signed up.
Great. And did you have any like fears, hesitations before working together?
Yes, really, can she really do what she says she's going to do? Yes. I mean, that was it. I think, and it was fear for myself too. I think, I don't know if you can recall, but the very first conversation I had, my confidence was pretty low. I didn't feel like I could do it. I tried doing it on my own just to see, not very successfully. And I kind of wondered, is it my resume? Is it my interview? Didn't really know which one it was. But regardless, if you aren't getting good results, you need to change the way you're doing things, right? So I had to change the way I was doing it. And one of the things I looked at was, can Claudia help me?
Yeah. Okay. And can you tell me a little bit more of like what did you expect to get from coaching? Like what were some of your expectations? If you were to enroll a 90-day job offer, what did you expect?
In the program that
Mhm.
I did with you. Yeah.
Yes.
So I really wanted structure. Like, you said, if you follow this program, you will be able to be successful. And, one thing being a project manager is that I'm very good at following a structure and I'm having a structure. And so, for me, I was like, well, as long as I put in the effort, and I know it's more than just checking the boxes and writing out Excel sheets, right? It's more than just that. But if I had the structure to help me, I can follow it. And you're
Mhm.
like, if you put in the effort, you can do it. And I'm like, well, I can follow structure. I like structure and I can put in the effort. I think I just needed that structure to help me get through.
Okay, great. And can you tell me a little bit more about what have been some of the benefits of enrolling or joining the career coaching program?
Really, for me, what the biggest benefit was the confidence boost. I'm like, oh, I see. Like your program was very strategic. You're like, hey, let's really think about the long term and then the short term, and then think about, okay, what are the next steps to kind of like hone in on, what are the parameters that you want to work in. So it really laid that foundation in a strategic way for me to think clearly about, oh, I need to be thinking about, okay, what parameters do I want? Do I want travel? Do I want less travel? And then thinking about just a career development. Don't just think about what do I want in the next year, where do I want to be in the next 10? And then let's start piecemealing it into small milestones to identify how to get there. To be honest, like everything you said made sense. But what really helped me was it helped me structure out how to get there. The roadmap was laid out for me. And that for me, I didn't have. And so once I started going through the program itself, step by step in the order that it should have been done in, that's when I'm like, it makes sense. And now I kind of I followed the building blocks that you put out for us.
Great. And what have been, would you say, like the two biggest, most significant improvements that's happened since?
Resume building. I think when you took a look at my resume right off the bat, you're like, Sarah, like we need to fix this. This needs to be updated. And what I really appreciate about you, Claudia, is you not only told me to fix it, you're like, this is how I would do it. This is how, and then it just gave me ideas. I'm like, oh, I see what she's trying to say. I see what she's looking for. And it helped me understand, okay, I can build it from here. So the resume review was huge. And the mock interview, huge. Not only to understand what they were looking for, it helped me to practice it by saying it out loud. And also, I think for me, the biggest part was the confidence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone that's hesitant or thinking about joining 90-day job offer? What would you say to that person?
It's the best investment, the best investment. I mean, but you know what? It's more, to me, Claudia, it's more than just finding a job. Like, because you can find a job. I know I could find a job, but it was finding the job that fit me well. It allowed me to open my eyes and say, okay, what do I want to get out of this job? What is going to make me happy? What do I want to do in my career? Like, those are the kind of questions I didn't think about. I didn't really put forth the effort. And because you made me think about it this way, based on the structure that you put forth in this program, I feel like I not only got the job that I wanted, I got the job that I really felt like I deserved and I could excel at, because it really made me think, okay, what do I want to do? What am I good at? And what do I want to go after? Versus just saying, I just want another job that pays me in this range, right? Or with this job title. I feel confident going in now that it's right on so many levels.
Okay. Well, thank
Yeah.
you. And then any last thoughts that you have overall just of our experience together the past few weeks?
Yeah. Number one, what I would tell other people is to go to those group coaching calls. And I know it's hard, and you got so many other things to do. But every group coaching call that I went to, which is only a couple, to be honest, I always felt like I learned something. And just hearing and connecting with other people, it made you feel like you weren't alone. And I've always learned something. And you also brought out, like, you brought in a special guest speaker, you brought in a recruiter. I was like, I'm going to tell you what recruiters don't tell you, right? And like, I got so many good, I would say, like, feedback from it. So the one thing I would tell people is take advantage, because everything that you bring in, it should be like educational, like just additional, like bonus homework that you really should be going for, because it was just a good eye opening. And the more the more confidence you feel going into these interviews and understanding. So, and I mean, I got a job in less than 90 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it
Yeah,
was, I have to look back, but it might have been like, I don't know, 5, 6 weeks or so.
it was. I started in November.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, like, I didn't have that confidence I could do it in 90. And I was trying to really finish up the last couple of days of my last few weeks, which was super hectic and mentally draining. And I told myself, over Christmas break, I will spend more time, because I'll have more, like, mental capacity to do it. But things elevated quickly, like through networking, which is how I got this job. Networking, and then things escalated really quickly. And I remember one of your group coaching classes, you're like, you really want to follow the steps, but if you're getting right to the interviews, go right to the interviewing step and start looking at that, which is exactly what I did. I started going through those modules because I'm like, oh my God, like, things are moving. And I wanted to make sure I was prepared, especially because I felt like it was a really good fit from the very beginning. I didn't want to blow that chance. So,
Mhm. Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sarah.